One of my favorite things about fashion and style is that there are always lessons to be learned. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 style lessons that have improved my overall personal style, that have really helped make getting dressed a little bit easier, and that have just improved my overall confidence. And I know that these lessons will do the same for you. If you want to see more content on how to consciously improve your style, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're looking for some extra exclusive style content, don't forget to check out the Feeling Good Style Club, which is linked in the description below. And without further ado, let's get into these lessons. So the first lesson that drastically improved my style over the years is learning how to analyze the bandwidth of an item. So really what this comes down to at the end of the day is making sure that you're able to maximize the versatility of the item and also making sure that it has the potential to be a multi-dimensional item. Now, to help you better understand how to actually come to this conclusion, here are a handful of questions that I personally like to ask myself to make sure that an item will have enough bandwidth in my wardrobe. Number 1, can it transition between at least 2 seasons? I like to have a seasonal rotation in my wardrobe, so making sure that things are able to either perform well in spring and summer or fall and winter is really, really important to me. The next question I like to ask myself is, does the color or the tone go well with a majority of my other pieces? So in my wardrobe, a lot of the tones I have are very warm. I don't have many cool tone pieces, and I'm somebody who likes to make sure that my tones match and of course my colors match. So I would like to analyze the item and just make sure that, okay, if it's a cool toned item, do I have enough in my wardrobe for it to go with to maximize its potential? And if not, it's just not gonna work. The next question I like to ask is, can I dress it up and down? So this really comes down to whether I can transition it between both work and weekend. Now, I know some people like to separate their work wardrobe and their weekend wardrobe, like it's totally fine. This is just my opinion, but I personally like pieces that are able to be a little bit more fluid and that I can transition between different occasions. The next question I like to ask myself is this item something that I would feel comfortable in? So I'm not only just talking about fabric here, like I obviously don't want to buy anything that's going to make me feel super uncomfortable. If it's like itchy or really cheap fabric, or I don't know, like if your skin is sensitive, that's something huge to pay attention to, but also comfort on the inside. So is this something that I would gravitate towards frequently enough and feel confident and comfortable enough to wear outside of the house? If it's something that's massively outside of my comfort zone and it doesn't really go well with a lot of other pieces in my wardrobe, then the bandwidth isn't really there and it might not serve my wardrobe. So at the end of the day, you're doing both yourself and your style a little bit of a disservice if you don't analyze the bandwidth of a potential item in your wardrobe. Because why would you want to buy an item if it's just going to sit in your closet and do nothing for you? So make sure you do your due diligence because your future self will definitely thank you. Style lesson number 2 is understanding that there is no perfect endpoint to your wardrobe. I feel like there's this notion amongst the style community, especially when it comes to capsule wardrobes, that once you have XYZ items in your wardrobe, like you are going to be set for life. And this is simply not true. The truth of the matter is that yes, you should be shopping with longevity in mind, first and foremost, above all else. You want the pieces in your wardrobe to have a long lifespan. Like you want these to last as long as possible. However, trying to achieve a perfect endpoint to your style is just gonna set you up for disaster when your life inevitably changes down the road. We are constantly evolving as people. Like our lives are changing, our circumstances are changing, and therefore our style changes because our clothes are a result of our current circumstances. Say you're somebody who's been working in an office your entire life, and all of a sudden you decide to take a different career path and you're now working at like a pottery business or something. Your clothes are likely to change. Maybe you had a kid and your body is changing. Your clothes are likely to change. Maybe you move to a completely different new city with a different climate, totally different from where you've been the past few years. Your clothes are likely to change. You guys get what I'm saying? And this isn't to say that you shouldn't strive for a reliable and fulfilling wardrobe for the current version of you that exists, because you should. However, you should know that if change does come in your life, which is inevitable, it is okay for your style to morph with it. Style tip number 3 is quitting the fast and fast fashion. This is really about how I learned the right way and the wrong way to shop, pretty much just in general, but like especially when it comes to fast fashion. The right way to approach shopping is with longevity, quality, and versatility at the top of your mind. And the wrong way is to basically shop as a form of entertainment, adding things to your wardrobe that aren't going to have a long lifespan. Things that you are solely buying because they are either cheap or trendy or both. I'm actually going to be putting out a 2-part series about how to quit fast fashion, I believe next week. So hang tight with that if you want to learn even more, but I'll just give you a quick example of what I'm talking about now. Specifically, an example from my own closet. So a couple of years ago, I knew that I really wanted a pair of wide leg trousers in my wardrobe. And it was something that I felt like was gonna perform really well, gonna have the longevity, so I started the hunt. And I remember I took the entire weekend shopping in person at a bunch of different thrift stores. I remember going to a handful of sustainable brands like Everlane. I think I went to Reformation. So I remember being like, I can't find anything that fits me. Like everything was just so long on me for whatever reason. And I was getting kind of frustrated because I spent like 2 days trying to shop at this point. And I finally was just like, you know what, F it. I'm just gonna go to H&M and see what happens. So I went, and I ended up finding a pair of trousers that were really nicely made. They were at a great price point. They fit me perfectly. And it's been probably 3 years at this point, and I still wear them religiously. So this is what I mean by taking the fast out of fast fashion. It means analyzing the clothes to make sure that they're going to have the quality and craftsmanship that are going to last a long time in your wardrobe, alongside, of course, like the design and the bandwidth of how it complements other pieces in your wardrobe. So if you are going to shop fast fashion brands and you care about the impact that your shopping and the brands you're shopping have on the world, then I think the first step is to just learn how to be a more mindful consumer. And that's what I like to teach you on this channel. So stay tuned next week for my 2-part series on how to quit fast fashion. I'm really excited to put it out for you guys. The next tip that improved my style is knowing that it's okay to admire a trend or a style or an outfit without actually buying it. This is something that I think our society should just learn as a whole. With the impact of social media and influencers and like brand marketing campaigns and just so much coming at us all the time, I do think it's easy to see an item, essentially fantasize about it and fantasize what our lives would be like with that item and just like fall in love with it. And ultimately, this does hurt us because this falls into shopping for your fantasy self, which I think is personally one of the most toxic things you can do for your wardrobe. I will link a video above here with more information on that if you are interested. So learning how to say, oh my God, like she looks so cute in that, or oh, I love that top so much, without being like, oh my God, I need it like right now, is very important. I like to think about it like going to a museum and admiring the artwork without going home later and being like, I need that Picasso, or like, I need that Monet, like I need that exact painting. It is perfectly okay to admire something without actually buying into it and realizing that it's okay if it's not for you. And the last style tip that helped improve my wardrobe is learning that it's not about the size, it's about how it fits. As someone who has definitely dealt with fluctuating weight and body image issues, this was a big one for me. And frankly, it's something that I'm still learning and still putting into place every single day. When you've been one size for a decent amount of time, and you know, whether the number goes up or down, it can be so difficult when you go shopping, especially because it's like when you go shopping, you have to look at the size. You know, you can't just like eyeball it. You have to look at the size to get at least a decent understanding of what you're trying on. So what I've been working on a lot lately is trying to rewire my brain to understand that a number is just a number, and trying to also understand that the fashion industry, especially when it comes to women's clothing, are so unaligned when it comes to standard sizing. So the moral of the story, like the main thing I'm trying to take away with this, is that if I am one size at one brand and another size at another, it is not a reflection of me, but it's a reflection of the flaws and the inconsistencies of the fashion industry. So if you're somebody who feels the same way, I do recommend you actively try to work on that mindset a little bit, because I think it can be quite damaging down the road, especially, you know, our bodies are bound to change, period. And we cannot take responsibility for the faults of the fashion industry. All we can do is make sure that we are buying clothes that fit us well and that we look and feel really great in. All right, you guys, that is the end of the video. Leave a comment down below which tip is your favorite, or let me know a style lesson that you have learned. I would love to hear about it. Also, if you have some time and you want to watch another style video, I recommend checking out this one about how to stop having nothing to wear forever. I hate those I have nothing to wear moments, and in that video, I address how to combat it. As always, thank you so much for watching. I am so appreciative of your support, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.